What's up you guys, and welcome back to another Reddit reading video. So our last commentary video, the likes might have been low,
Look at this
the
dude.
views might have been low, but we got so many positive comments that we're gonna read again without the robot voice. And we're gonna be doing my favorite sub, r/MaliciousCompliance. If you heard a little lisp in there, I do have braces. Once they're off, this might sound a little bit better, thank you. Won't swap places because tickets are the law. Enjoy your night smelling poo-poo. So this happened when me and my two friends were traveling to another city in my country with a quite old and slow night train. We have bought tickets spontaneously and quite late, so we're there divided into different compartments. Usually it's not a problem to come to an agreement with people to swap places with you. It's quite common practice. The wagon had about 9 compartments. Each has 2 top and 2 bottom shelves. Me and one of my friends were in compartment number 2, close to the conductor's office. I don't know, this small room where they sit. And we were on the top and bottom shelves. And my other friend was in compartment number 9, top shelf. This other friend's compartment was next to the toilet room. The thing is, you usually wouldn't want to be in number 9 on these old trains because 90% of the time, it smells horrible all the way because of the toilet. We wanted to ask someone from our compartment to swap with our friend, but it turned out we had a nice couple going with us. So it's us two who would have to move. So we haven't unpacked yet, as well as many of the passengers. And we went to visit our friend in number 9 and asked someone from his compartment to swap places with us. And we felt lucky as we saw that we had another couple with them, occupying top and bottom shelf, just like us. Swapping should be easy as we are further from the toilet and that's a huge perk. The conversation went as follows. Edited fake names instead of abbreviations because it's hard to read. Alex, friend who was with me. Nick, my friend from number 9. Karen, stupid lady. Poop man, her stupid boyfriend. Hey, we have a friend traveling here. Would you mind swapping places with us? We have the same shelves as you do. No, get away from my compartment. Note that Nick is there as well as another passenger. Lady, please, it's farther from the toilet and we'll be traveling together as a group. Yeah, please, if you would. Listen, kids, would you calm down, dang it? I paid for my tickets and we are staying just in the place we paid for. I am not into some stupid bargains. Excuse me, we're offering better spots just because we want to be with our friend. I'm not falling for this. You probably have ticks on your pillows, or worse. What? No, it's not like that. We just wanted to have a chat and maybe play cards. Listen, screw off with that stupid junk. I paid, and I stay here. And you're supposed to stay in your shelves. It's the law when you buy tickets. Well, that escalated quickly. There is no such law, and no one cares, but okay. Her boyfriend made sure he called us morons a few times so we could hear it, going back to our compartment. We were confused of such a negative reaction as to something you come across. Usually people would politely decline and that's it. Our friend told us that they were complaining to him about us. What a lovely couple. Fast forward a few hours and we're getting ready to sleep. Nick decided to pay us a visit. He comes and says that number 9 starts to smell like poop and pee because people have been using the toilet. We mock him and laugh about having to spend the night with those stupid people and smelling poop. The next couple that stayed with us in number 2 also laughed with us, as we befriended them and told them their story already. About 10 minutes pass, and as someone knocks on the door, we are a bit confused of who it might be. We open the door, and would you know, the stupid man is there. You guys, we have thought about your offer and we think that we would like to accept it. You mean swap? We've already unpacked? Yeah, I'm sure this is fast and no problem. And my woman is unable to sleep there. Is it the smell? Yeah, it's bad. She's sick because of it. I see my friend and I already feel what he was about to say. I hear his inner drums preparing for the moment. Sorry, man, we're paying on the shelves that we paid for. It's the law. I made a walrus gulp and closed my face from laughing. Nick chuckled in his hands, and the nice couple had a happy, shocked expression on their faces. The a-holes ended up spending the night with the smell worsening every hour. Nick also suffered there, but he said it was worth it. Listening to Karen eating her man's brains out over her not being able to fall asleep. She tried to spray her perfumes around, but it only turned the smell into a pile of poop and flower bed. TLDR, we politely asked other passengers to swap places with us to be with our friend. Even though his compartment was right next to the smelly toilet, they refused rudely and called us names. Came back later to ask to do the swap because they couldn't bear the smell. We answered with their own words. Tickets are the law. Edit, thanks so much for the silver. It's my first one ever. This is such a good malicious compliance because I love when people use their own words against them. Like, that's like the ultimate screw you. Also, I read in the comments that this guy is actually Russian. He speaks Russian as his first language, and that's why a couple of his statements were a little bit weird, like I made a walrus gulp and eating her man's brains out. But all in all, it was a really good story. Can't lie. Next. This next one seems to be really short. Some parking fines? Fine, some parking. This was a year or two ago. The house I was living in has a garage, but it's been converted to a workshop, so I always had a park on the street. I got a letter from the council to say that they were going to be doing road servicing for all the streets in the area, and all cars had to be off the road so that they could replace the bitumen. I don't know if I said that right. The problem was that they didn't say what streets or in what order that they would be doing them in. So me, trying to be considerate, I moved my car off the road and parked in my old driveway between the road and the footpath. I made sure I was not blocking the footpath or on the grass nature strip. The very next day, I noticed some parking ticket on my car. The reason printed in the fine was vague, mentioning obstruction of access, so I rang the council. The conversation was as follows. Me: hi, I received a parking fine that I don't think is valid. Can I get some more information about the road rule violation so I can contest and have it canceled? Councilperson: your car was in the way. It should have been parked on the road. I moved it off the street as per your request to clear the road, and I only parked it in my driveway so that it wasn't on the bitumen, as you hadn't given me any indication on which roads were going to be resurfaced. Then it should have been on a different road. Which one? I don't want to be on the way while you were resurfacing. Are you dumb? If you were working on the street, maybe you could park on Smith Street. So that's exactly what I did. Apparently, that's also what the 3 other people did that also got tickets. Now, Smith Street has 3 patches of old bitumen where the council workers had to carefully resurface around the cars that were parked exactly where we were told. That kind of sucks for both people, like the pavers kind of got. Like, I know it wasn't the council workers that were out there resurfacing the road, so they had to go and do a job around those cars. And this guy got fined just because the council workers was big jerks. But I mean, at least the council workers didn't get what they wanted. So for this next story, I had to look up what Mmmmbop or Mmmmbop was. I guess it's a group. Like an artist that does songs. It looked like it was really old songs, so it's probably not in my generation. And if the boss threatens firing the staff for playing Mmmmbop from an approved company CD list, I'll get you demoted. I worked one summer at a canoe rental company located in the large provincial park. The place employed about 60 people aged 16 to 33 on average, with a few management who were older. One of the rules at the place was the only acceptable music that could be played on the speaker system was from a specific list of approved albums that were in a book filed with CDs. One of my jobs was to open up the shop in the morning. This meant that I started about 15 minutes before everyone else. My usual routine would be get everything unlocked, the tills in place, move a few canoes that were for first thing rental that morning, and then exactly 0700 press play on the CD player. I would go and get my morning coffee, eat breakfast, and watch the world go by for 15 minutes before going back to work. Usually the person who started at 0700 in the shack would be the one responsible to pick and start the music. However, as I was really efficient, I would be able to get my morning duties done, press play, and be long gone from the vicinity before that song I had picked was apparent to people listening. For the first few days, I chose nice classic upbeat music to get everyone going. Beatles, Led Zeppelin, maybe play some CCR, etc. I really enjoyed sipping my coffee and watching all the kids starting work, bopping their heads to the music as they flipped canoes, cleaned off tables, etc. The assistant manager was one of those my way or the highway individuals. If you got on his bad side, he would give you the worst jobs, belittle you in public, and essentially just be a jerkhole. We shall call him Assistant Dick. One afternoon, one of the younger women working at the shack put on the CD from the book by Hanson called Mmmmbop. Everyone in the area who could hear the speaker started bopping their head to the music and started singing along to the chorus. All in all, everyone seems to be enjoying the song. Everyone except Assistant Dick. Right when the chorus drops, he comes running out of the office and starts very loudly yell at the woman working the shack. I won't quote him verbatim, but essentially he told her, "F you stupid jerk. If you or anyone else plays the song again, you will be fired." He makes her take off her uniform and leave work for the day. I overhear parts of the discourse and approach Assistant Dick and ask why he reacted the way he did and that the CD she chose was in the approved binder. So what's the issue? You can't fire or threaten someone's job if they are following the rules. His response was something along the lines of that the song would make the company look bad and shouldn't be played. He refused to apologize to the woman when I told him he was out of line, and his response was to threaten my job as well. Next morning at 0700, and every morning I worked thereafter, guess what song I chose to play at full volume? Remember, by the time the chorus drops, I'm long gone from the shack. So whoever was unfortunately closest to the radio at the moment would get yelled at and threatened, etc. I made several extra copies of the CD, so every day Assistant Dick would throw out Hansen's CD and the next day it would get played again. I made a point to talk with anyone that got yelled at afterwards and explain their legal rights to them and that they had witnessed how out of line Assistant Dick had been. No one got fired or officially disciplined despite Assistant Dick's attempts. This went on for about a month until the owner got in early one day and observed the whole process, especially how Assistant Dick talked to the staff. The album was on the approved list and it was totally acceptable choice. Assistant Dick was demoted and was not hired back the next year. I, of course, played the song daily, the rest of the season whenever, when now, just called Dick, was also working. It gives me a little skip in my step when I hear that song and picture the scowling face storming across the dock, with the sun rising over the horizon and the birds chirping in the background. Beautiful. TLDR, Assistant Boss threatens people they will be fired if he played Mmmmbop from the approved company CD list, so I play it every day. Again, this one was a little bit different than the last commentary style video. The last one I did like pictures and edits and stuff like that, and this one is more closer to the style I usually do with the robot voice, just like reading passages. Tell me which one you like better so we can like hone in on what we really want to be watching, okay? Thank you guys. I hope you guys liked all these stories. Leave a comment, subscribe, do what you gotta do. I love you guys and goodbye.